Hey there, so thanks very much for your order of this Bacchus standard JB5 Ash. This is from around 2015. They've been discontinued now, and this one's very nice. It's lightweight, only 4.08 kilograms, so that's very light for this model. The last one I had was nearly 5 kilograms. That's it balanced with everything turned up in slap mode, master tone, treble, bass. That's your balancer. That's your volume. It sounds great. Take the master tone down halfway. I prefer that. It's not quite so caustic. Mind you, it's nice full up as well. Yeah. Let's go on the rear pickup. And let's take the master tone down 3/4 of the way, so it's only 1/4 of the way. So that's it's got a nice it's not as barky as like a 70s position, but it's nice and creamy. Yeah, I like it. Full up. Good B string. This is very important, by the way. Tension bar. If it isn't set right, the B string won't be as good. But this is, I've set it up so that I think this is optimal. If you want to, you can mess around with it a bit and see what you get. If you loosen the tension, of course, it's going to get a little bit more floppy. But right now the action is it's about 1 millimeter going through to 1.5 on the E, and then maybe 2 millimeters on the B. So it's gradually getting a little bit higher as the strings get thicker. But very, very comfortable to play. And now this does have a true passive mode. If you switch this up to the off position, you get that. And your tone, master tone, will work in passive mode too, of course. So you've got a proper passive jazz bass as well as an active instrument. So that's a nice feature. And let's go on the front pickup. Go into active mode, just do everything dialed up, rock out. So that's pretty throaty. Wow. It's in the lower frequencies. It's getting pretty. It's kind of overloading the little PJB over there. But and these are just nickel wound. These are the Bacchus nickel wound regular gauge round wounds. The tension on these is moderately low, I think. So they're very comfortable. It feels feels very comfortable to play. So yeah, and the truss, I've left it at sort of. I think this is the optimal relief for this setup. So I would, yeah, I'm going to ship it out like this, but you might want to give it a little tweak to the left when it reaches you, because it'll probably flatten out a little bit in the flight. But yeah, I mean these basses are as good. Let's just go with the tone all the way down, everything down, treble down, master tone down, but the bass full up. So. That sounds huge. Yeah, so it's a great instrument. I think these craft series, which are made in Japan, incidentally, the early ones are, in my opinion, they're just as good as the high-end ones. They've got the same pickups. This one's got circuitry which is pretty much just as good. It's the same essentially, except it's better because it's got the passive, the master tone that works in passive mode too. The other wood lines don't have that anymore. The only thing is it's an Indian rosewood fretboard. It's still very nice. It's not ebony like on the high end ones. But the bodywood is, the early ones used the same bodywood, so it's just as good. It's just as good. It's just that some of them were 3-piece and some of them were 2-piece. This one is it's hard to see. It's very hard to tell how many pieces this is. I can't see the joints. I think this is just a 2-piece, so it's one of the early ones anyway. And they were better than the second generation of these for sure. So yeah, it's just it's brilliant. It's almost as good as the high-end ones. In some ways, I actually prefer them. And the way the neck sits in the pocket, it sits up a bit higher than on the handmade series, which works better with this type of bridge. On the high-end series, they use the sleeker 404 SJ. So yeah, has a lower profile, but this gives you a bit more clearance as well under the strings, which can be I think that's very comfortable. Yeah, I really like it. That's great. Yeah, it's a great instrument. Yeah, anyway, so this will be shipping out to you shortly. and should be taking only probably about 5 days. Um, so, and if anybody else is watching this and you want one of these are, although I've had 2 of these in recently, they are kind of rare. There are some 4-string versions kicking around, but they're rare to find in 5 strings anymore. But I mean, I will buy them in whenever I see them because I love them. It's one of my favorite models from Bacchus ever, hands down. One of my favorites. Even I prefer it to even a lot of the handmade series woodlines. Um, so yeah, but you can drop me a line on my Base Hunter service if you want me to specifically look out for one of these for you. They came in a number of colors. I remember I had one for a while that I was using because I was representing Bacchus at the time, and that was an Amber Burst. Beautiful base that was. And they did black oil, they did trans red like this, or natural with a maple fretboard. And I think that was it. But yeah, the first generation are the ones that they're better than the second generation for sure, because they just released them. The bodies tended not to be 3-piece; they tended to be 2-piece, and they tend to be better, higher grade material. The second generation also swapped to the Bacchus EB2 preamp, which is not as aggressive as the Aguila that you've got in here. So yeah, I mean, I like the second generation. It was a bit different. It was a bit more conservative sound wise. I thought, mostly due to the preamp. But I also just thought that the construction was not as nice, and they didn't do the inking and the finish anymore, which was a shame because that's just freaking beautiful. You know, it's like this is like a $3,000 base for half the price, basically. Well, less than half the price. You know, these were 140,000 yen new. It's such a good deal. Such a good deal. Anyway, that'll do. I'm rambling and rambling and rambling. I'll leave you to it. Cheers again, and see you for the next game.